Hey YouTube, your girl is back. Your girl is back with another YouTube video. All right, you guys. So your girl is back tonight to talk about Jocelyn's Cabaret and this reunion child. Baby, when I tell you there is a lot to unpack. I know that this is late. Normally, I try not to go live, after like 8 or 9, because I know most people are maybe tuning in to other people's live or trying to get ready for the next work day. So I hate to come to y'all this late, and it's okay. If you are not able to catch this video in real time, it will be available for replay. So that is no problem at all. But we're going to get into some things, honey. We are going to get into it. Um, I don't know how many of you all watch Jocelyn's Cabaret. And I know normally I don't really cover, like TV shows and things of that nature, but I have talked about Jocelyn's Cabaret before on my channel. So I'm like, you know what? Everybody has been anticipating and waiting for this reunion. Everybody has been uh there have been interviews, it's supposed to be lawsuits, it's supposed to be all type of stuff going on. So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna get into it and unpack here on my channel tonight. Like I said, if you are not able to catch this video live, that is totally fine, totally fine. It will be available for replay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get straight to the chase because I'm just you see how flabbergasted I am. I am thoroughly, thoroughly at a loss for words. And we're gonna get into it. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give a disclaimer, okay? My opinion ain't gonna be what everybody think it is. Y'all know over here, I don't ride the wave. I don't, just go with what everybody's saying. I look at things from a realistic standpoint as if we're in real life. So yeah, let's get it. Let's go. First and foremost, I just want to say this was a shit show, okay? And as you all can see, I titled my video "We Got to Do Better." And when I say we have to do better, I'm talking about everybody, from us the consumers to Zeus Network to Jocelyn and the cast, to damn everybody in this situation. It's only a select few people in this situation who I feel like, they came and they understood the assignment, but this is just terrible as hell. And and I think that every single person played a part. And I'm sorry. I know everybody gonna be like, how dare you? But I don't feel bad for nobody involved in the situation. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, first things first, when I say we have to do better, we're gonna talk about that. I understand that as consumers, we love ratchet TV. It is what brings us comfort. It is well, some of us, not everybody, but the vast majority of people, we love drama. We love, we love reality TV. We love a good storyline. We love, things that can make us feel included. And it's a psychological reason behind that. There are reasons why people consume what they consume. Back in the day, advertiser friendly TV, it was a thing. It was, the soap operas and all of that. That was good enough for people because back in the day, celebrities were really celebrities. Back in the day, Michael Jackson was Michael Jackson. You couldn't turn on your phone. You could not see Michael Jackson on Instagram Live. Okay. You couldn't see Patti LaBelle on Instagram. You couldn't book a section in the club and be next to Patti. That was very rare. So back in the day, people were real life celebrities, and you didn't have access to people like that. So there was no need to feel like you needed some sense of inclusion in celebrities' life because they were, we didn't have social media and we didn't have access to people. But I think what social media has done is, because we live in a social media world where you can literally turn on your phone and see what Lil Baby doing, see what Moneybagg Yo doing, see what Jocelyn doing, see what Tommy doing, see what whoever your favorite TV personality, superstar, whoever, because we can now hold this phone in our hand and see what the next person is doing, it has given everyone a sense of entitlement. We as consumers, we want more, right? We want to feel like we know what's going on in their lives. We want to be right there when everything is going on. We want to know if two people got into it, who hit who swung first. We want more. And so that has opened up an avenue for, streaming services. And don't get me wrong, I think it's amazing what Zeus put together. I think the idea of, hey, we're gonna bypass all this advertising stuff. We're gonna charge people a fee, and we're going to give them real, unfiltered, raw, just unfiltered TV. I think that bought everybody in to pay their $4.99 a month, because we like the idea that, hey, you know what? We can literally pay a little fee and we can hear some cussing. We can see some titties. We can, you know what I'm saying? We can see somebody popping it. We can see the real rawness behind, we can see what we've been longing for. Love and hip hop, all of that popped off a wonderful movement, but people got bored with that because it became very strict, scripted, and people just wanted more. They were tired of security coming in, and before you could see somebody fist hit somebody's chin, somebody, security gonna cut it off. So people long for more, and that is what brought us here to this new era that we have, where people are being innovative and they create their own networks, and we can enjoy all the cussing, fussing, fighting, or whatever at our own leisure. And that's a wonderful thing, right? But I think that because us as consumers, we have shown our hunger and our need for this type of entertainment to fuel our internal needs. I think that the people at Zeus Network are just lazy as hell. And this is just the most, just, I just don't know. Like, I'm sitting here trying to find the words to describe this reunion, and only one word come to mind, which this is trash. Okay, this is trash, and we can only blame ourselves because this is what we like to consume. But this is trash, and this is just, it's sad, because goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is no structure, there is no segue into certain conversations, there is no storyline. This is literally just people sitting here fighting, cussing, fussing, and us sitting here paying our $4.99 to consume it. And it was all cool at first, because when Jocelyn's Cabaret first came on, and if it was, we had people who had, we, like, the first season they gave a little background on the girls, and then the second season there was a lot of comedic relief, there was a lot of people cracking jokes. But now this is just like, what the hell is the point? What's going on? So if you have been living under a rock, you know that, Jocelyn has, her cabaret where she has the girls come on. These are people who are strippers, prostitutes, who live the fast life, and they want to come be a part of her show. They have talents, they can dance, they can pop, lock, and drop it. So they try for her show. They live in the house together, and only a few select girls go with her to the cabaret, and they have the chance to make some money, dance at the clubs, put on a show for people. Hey, first baby mama. Hey. And so that's how this show came about. If you've been living on the rock, you don't know who Jocelyn Hernandez is. I don't know how you don't, but Jocelyn, she got her start on VH1. She was the first person to ever come out as a public side piece. She owned it, and she was the first person to let a bitch know, yeah, I'm sleeping with your man, and what you gonna do about it? And so, some people, they like that. They gravitated towards her. We saw her on Love and Hip Hop get into a lot of conflict. We first I'm laughing, but yeah, we saw her get into a lot of conflicts. We saw her be the first person on reality TV that they try to fight a whole cast reunion of people. And she was, she was like the internet, I don't know, she was like a villain, but we kind of secretly like Jocelyn, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Guyanese. Yeah, she did. Like, Jocelyn she was pretty terrible. Okay, she was not giving, stand-up citizen vibes at all, but we secretly liked it because she showed us another side of a reality TV personality. She gave us real, raw, and trashy, and she gave us, at the end of the day, as long as you own it, it is what it is. Can't nobody take, hey, I may be a stripper, I may be sleeping with whoever man, but guess what? This is me, and I'm owning it. And we secretly like that about Jocelyn. But we all know Jocelyn. Hey, CC's life. But we all know that, that could only get Jocelyn so far. She had the relationship with VH1 that went sour because it became toxic. Because at one point, she became a mom and she calmed down and they gave her more opportunities to produce. And she was getting into it with folks and that didn't go left. And so we were happy when she got this opportunity with Zeus because it was like, hey, Jocelyn's back on TV. You know what I'm saying? And so when this whole cabaret show first started, I really wasn't sure what the hell a cabaret was, right? I did understand the concept, but I was like, I was happy that she was able to, come out and have a show where people, get to just, put their name out there and get exposure and dance with Jocelyn. And at first, I was under the impression this was going to be a situation where she brought on girls who may be from a rough path, who may have a rough life, or who may have a story to tell. But guess what? It's going to be something uplifting and motivational, and the girls going to dance, but they're going to get some exposure and they're going to go on and do what she did, take the reality TV thing and flip it, right? That's what I thought. But I was very mistaken, okay? Okay. So as you all can see, if you have been watching Jocelyn's Cabaret, it ain't nothing but a show full of strippers that fight, argue, and degrade each other all day. And on top of all of that, you have Jocelyn who cuss people out and degrade, and she pretty much is they pimp. She act like they pimp, and they succumb to her and let her talk to them in a type of way for a little check. And some girls get some popularity and go on do their own thing, and some girls come back for more, which is crazy as hell to me. So I just don't understand how a young woman who is wanting better for herself, who is in the clubs, who's trying to make it, who's trying to get her name out there and get exposure, I don't understand why anybody, and people probably gonna be mad at me for saying this, but it is what it is. I don't understand why anybody would go into this situation after watching 2 seasons of her degrade and treat people like shit. I just don't understand why here we are on what this is season 3, what I think, and people are still acting as if Jocelyn owes them some respect. Okay. Now, when I say that, I'm big on treating people right, right? I'm big on just treat people like a human, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't condone her degrading or her salacious behavior at all. I don't condone her talking to people crazy. I don't condone her walking around and acting like they pimp, right? But at the same time, I also don't condone grown ass women walking themselves into this situation and acting as if there's supposed to be a different outcome when you've had not one, but 2 seasons to see that this ain't what we thought it was. We all thought this was going to be a big happy party, and we all thought that Jocelyn was going to come change some people's lives and uplift people, but we see that that's not what the hell is going on. So for the life of me, I don't understand why, instead of just saying I'm not gonna do this because I'm above that type of behavior. Zeus of word on the street ain't paying enough to even participate in this type of shit. Hey, Q Kim. It says, hey y'all, why would anyone allow that non-speaking lady to pimp them? Like, what do they expect? Okay, like I'm just confused at the anger and the outrage from these cast members when you literally watched this for 2 seasons. You saw this. That's why. And you mean to tell me that you literally sat down, you saw season 1, you saw season 2, and you still wanted to sign up, and you participated in, and I'm gonna get to that later on about them cast members that's trying to sue and stuff, but you was with the shit to get the check, but now we supposed to feel sorry for you. But that's a whole nother story. Now, like I said, I just don't understand for the life of me why anybody will watch this for 2 seasons and still go, right? But people still go. And my theory is, if you're going to go, then why not use the situation to your advantage? And some people did. You know what I'm saying? Why not go? I'm not going to take anything Jocelyn say personal. I'm not going to go on here and try to fight everybody in the house. I'm literally going to go dance my ass off, get my name out there, and dip and go on about my business and get some exposure like Chanel did. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But no, you have women who go on here in their feelings, fussing, fighting, kicking, antagonizing, bullying. They be with everything. And now that somebody done got kicked in the ribs, everybody supposed to stop the press. I'm sorry, I just don't feel how everybody feel. Now, but let's unpack the deeper issues here. We're gonna start with, like I said, us the consumers. We as a people gotta start supporting other things that are positive, so that way these creators of these applications and TV streaming shows don't feel pressured to keep producing pure trash to keep us entertained. Because I feel like there is more to having a successful business than just bringing in a dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point you're going to want some longevity, and I understand, you know, the benefits of not having the advertisers interfere with your programming. And I understand the benefits of having a streaming app where you can really be real and raw. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? If people are begging you for trash, well, give it to them and charge them for 99, right? But at some point, your moral compass has to kick in. You made millions of dollars. You gotta, the owner of Zeus got to do better. I'm sorry. You know, I respect the hustle. I respect what he do. This is an awesome thing that he has created. You know, the idea is awesome. However, to sit up here and keep pumping out shows with no storyline, no structure, just pure fighting, cussing, arguing, screaming, scratching. I mean, no type of creativity is put into it at all. And then, from what we hear, you ain't paying these people next to nothing, and then pumping it out here. I mean, they're just lazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, from his standpoint, well, this what y'all watching. Y'all like, you know what I'm saying? This is what y'all tuning into. This is what y'all watching it so much that the internet is the app ain't even working. So why would I put any more effort into giving you all any type of quality show? Y'all ain't, I mean, yeah, when I do try to give you some quality shows, y'all don't watch it. You know, so you know, when I do put out, you know, there are other shows on Zeus, but y'all ain't tuning in. So this what y'all want, so this is what you're gonna get. I get that. But I just feel like there could be more structure. Like, and I'm gonna get into some examples of that. So the backstory and the anticipation of first baby mama say right. So it's yeah, it's pretty much who can, pretty much. The backstory, the reason why this reunion has been so anticipated is because, you know, there were two young ladies, Amber and I think her name is Kay Capri. They were allegedly involved in an altercation with Jocelyn. And as we saw that happened today, and ballistic Jocelyn's man jumped in and he allegedly assaulted Amber, and that sent Amber to the hospital. Well, Amber and Jocelyn both, I guess, attacked, was from her perspective, attacked her, and that led her to be in the hospital with some fractured ribs, and now she has a lawsuit against Zeus. And that is why everybody is wanting to watch this, and that's why it took so long for the reunion to come out, because this show has been over with. But that's been the big talk of the town, the alleged attack on Amber. And I'm sorry, I watched it today, and I don't feel sorry for Amber. Okay. Now here's how I feel about Ballistic. Why the hell is he on the show? Okay. He doesn't add any value. I've said it a long time ago. I feel like Ballistic, you know, he may be Jocelyn's boyfriend. He may have supported her with this show, but at the end of the day, he does not serve any purpose. This is a whole bunch of women fussing, fighting, arguing. You need to be somewhere in the background. You do not need to be on the stage. You do not need to be in the house with the girls. So I'm with everybody being upset that Ballistic got involved to a degree. To a degree, and I'm going to explain that. Yeah, first baby mama, honey, it got real. I'm with everybody with how they feel about Ballistic. I do feel like he is an unnecessary character on this show, and he should be completely removed, because this is the thing. I get it, right? People, you know, Jocelyn, it gets very heated with her and these girls. And, you know, and these girls be ready to attack her when they come to these reunions. I don't know why they don't attack her when she in the house and they face cussing them out and calling them everything but a child of God. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that too. But if naturally, if you're with your man and some girls, you or they get into it or whatever, your man might try to break it up or whatever. But at this point, Jocelyn is a part of a show where she degrades women and talk trash to people all the time. She built for this, okay? She has enough mouth and enough going on her own. She don't need no bodyguard. She don't need no backup. On top of Jocelyn having degrading people and talking to folk crazy and antagonizing folks, she has the girls who made the cabaret this season as her bodyguards too. They ready to jump for her at any moment. So, like I said, ballistic needs to be completely removed. Period. Yeah, nobody don't want to see their girlfriend get beat up, but your girlfriend not gonna get beat up. Period. She had other people that's there making sure everything goes straight. So I'm with the public when they say we tired of ballistic, because the way I didn't like ballistic from the way he talked to the last girl last reunion when he was chumping the girl off, and I'm like, sir, back the hell back. So I'm with everybody on that. Now, ballistic, we'll go how the reunion started. So the reunion starts off. The first part of the reunion was boring. That's why I didn't really care to talk about it. They really just showed all the girls behind the scenes talking about who they wanted to confront. We saw pretty much Kay Capri. She's a really tall girl. Her talking about who she wants to confront and who she won't smoke with and who is going to be on site with. And then we also see Amber talking about how she's going to confront Jocelyn for saying the N word. And we see Lollipop and Diamond and I don't know I forgot what the other girl name was, but we see them talking about who they gonna run up on. And I'm looking at this and I'm just like, okay, so you do a whole show and you're supposed to be here to get the exposure, because it definitely ain't about the money, because it's not a life-changing amount of money that you're getting, but you're here to get exposure. You're here to get your name out here. You're here to get clout. Let's just be real. Why the hell do y'all come to these reunions just to fight? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to make some good TV. And of course, you want your check, right? You want them to cut that check. So I'm pretty sure a requirement of that is to come to the reunion. But at the end of the day, um, if you're going to be preparing yourself and gearing yourself up to come get down and dirty and throw down because somebody was talking mess on Instagram and somebody was doing this, if you're going to be on that type of time, then anything that happens after that is what it is. Okay. Hey, Vicky Mac. But yeah, anything that happens after that is what it is. And I know a lot of people, were upset because Ballistic was allegedly involved. But if we remove Ballistic from the situation, these girls was ready to whoop Jocelyn ass. They was ready to come fight Jocelyn. So if we take Ballistic out of the situation, the possibility of getting injured, the possibility of getting a bruise from fighting, they assumed that risk because they were already geared up and ready to go up against any and everybody. They were not trying to hear it. They were not trying to have any dialogue. They were ready to take it there. And that's on both sides. That's with, Kay Capri and Amber, and that's with the Lollipop, Diamond, and all them. Everybody was ready to tear it down. So when the big thing that's going on is this lawsuit, but I just don't understand how we're suing when you had the opportunity to not come. You had the opportunity to protect yourself from being harmed. There's all these um arguments on Instagram Live. There's all these threats that have already been made. So you're well aware that you're walking into an environment where people don't like you. You're well aware that you're walking into an environment where people have threatened you. You're well aware that you're walking into an environment where people have already said it is on site. So why in the hell did y'all show up? If you were not expecting to be injured in some type of way. Now, I know we feel like we all invincible and we can whoop up on somebody, but when you go into a fight, there's a possibility of a loss. So, yeah, there's a moral part of it where, yes, we know the girls went in a fight. We know they signed up for it, but some things are too far. We get that, right? It's a way to do everything. But I'm just confused as how is a lawsuit gonna come about when everybody was with the shit? And that's just my opinion. So pretty much first part of reunion, boring. The girls just talking about what they gonna do when they see whoever. And then literally they do that for literally about 30 to 40 minutes of the show. Is the girls talking about what they gonna do when Jocelyn sang it. And then they transition into the last 10 minutes of the first part of the reunion. We have K Capri come out and we have the whole cast come out, and the host dropped the damn ball. This is the problem with Zeus. There is no structure. A lot of times, the reason why VH1 is able to continue to be successful, even though the storylines and all that are extremely obvious that it's fake, right? But the reason why they're able to be successful is because they have structure. They have mastered the psychology behind creating segments and creating dialogue that intrigues people to tune in. There's only so long people are going to keep turning on their TV and paying their 4.99 to see people fighting. Zeus is a fairly new thing, right? It's been out for a couple of years now, but yeah, okay, everyone's tuning in now because this is the first time we're able to see people be naked on TV and fight. So yeah, right now it's popular and people are buying into it, but 10 years from now, nobody's going to keep paying you to see people fight. We're gonna want more. So I feel like the host really dropped the ball because all the girls walked out and the hosts are just sitting there. It's Zeus, the wife of the guy who owns Zeus, and it's Brittany Renner or whatever. So they're just sitting there and they're like, wow, everybody's so tense, saying nothing. Why not open it up on a lighthearted note? Why not open it up with some questions from the fans? Why not open it up and hey, let's see what everybody's wearing today? You know what I'm saying? Why not open it up with something light? Like I said, we have people who were the fan favorite. A lot of people liked it wet, wet, even though wet, wet, she wasn't giving glamorous, but I liked it wet, wet. She was a pretty funny character, and the host, Brittany Renner, she was like, I'm ready to see wet, wet. Why not open up with that? Hey, you know what, guys? Thank you all for being here. We're gonna start off with some fan favorites. Wet, wet. You popped it off this season. You came in with your breasts hanging out. You had your girls out, and you were comical. You brought a lot of relief. A lot of the conflict in the house in the beginning was based around you. How have you been doing? How do you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? They didn't ask any questions. They didn't try to do any segments. They just sat there in awkward silence. And of course, an argument is gonna pop off. So we have Kate Capri, her, and oh, I wish I could remember the girl name. I'm so sorry, but it was one of the girls on the cabaret. They start fighting, and from there, it's like it went downhill from there. So part two of the reunion comes, and finally Jocelyn comes out. And when Jocelyn comes out, of course, she's already on the defense as well. Like she says, from Jocelyn's perspective, people have been talking crap about her for 9 weeks on the internet. And she's put everything together and she's giving these girls opportunity. And she feels betrayed. She feels like it's a slap in the face. And so you still have K Capri fighting with Lollipop them and all them, and then it's just a lot of fighting, arguing, cussing, fussing, and I'm like, what in the hell am I watching? They get everybody to calm down, and Jocelyn, they sit her down and they kind of pick her brain about why has it come to this? Why is everybody so upset? What's going on? And I will say, even though Jocelyn is dead wrong for a lot of her way of handling people, I really did, she made a valid point. She pretty much said, you know what, I gave these girls an opportunity to be in front of millions of people. And, I am the boss here. At the end of the day, I wanted nothing but the best for everyone in this situation, even the people who didn't necessarily make the cabaret. Like she said, yes, this was a show about a cabaret, but even now the girls were still able to dance and make money and do the show. So it was never my intentions to be in this place with anybody. But what Jocelyn has to understand is, when you annihilate people and you gaslight people, and when you talk to people like complete crap, they're going to feel a type of way. So while I understand how she can feel offended because I gave y'all the opportunity and now y'all turn it on me, at the same time, Jocelyn, you got to take accountability. You did treat them like trash. But on the flip side, these girls have to take accountability that you all set yourself up for the kill because you all knew what this was going into this. The Jocelyn Cabaret had already been branded. There's already been memes going around. It already been branded as a show where you're going to get chopped off, degraded, and talked to in type of way by Jocelyn. That had already been stamped. So yes, both parties, both of y'all look dumb being mad because Jocelyn. At the end of the day, these girls were embarrassed as hell because they allowed you to punk them on national TV, and now they want to come redeem themselves because that's really what it is. Because I don't care what nobody say. I don't. The girls are saying that the reason why throughout the season of filming they didn't really hit Jocelyn or go there with Jocelyn's because they had to sign contracts that said that they could not and this is what I'm just hearing from the YouTube streets, but what they're saying is the girls had to sign contracts basically saying they couldn't attack Jocelyn, and it was all, I guess it was understood that if they tried to attack Jocelyn, security was going to intervene and let them get beat up. That's what they saying. And what I'm saying is, why the hell would you sign up for it then? What if you willingly allowed yourself to be degraded by her through every episode and you did not buck up at her, you didn't put your fist up, you didn't tell her to let go outside, you didn't do none of that throughout the season. Don't wait until the reunion to try to earn your stripes back. No. The first time Jocelyn would have called me out my name, put her finger in my face, and said she gonna slide me, baby, you would have had to slide me. We would have had to do it. You was gonna have to show me. Security was just gonna have to hold me down. I would have gladly taken that whipping on national TV because one thing about it, you ain't finna play with me. Period. So we live in a society where people want clout and fame so much that y'all willing to put y'all pride to the side for a couple dollars and then try to redeem yourself later. That's not how it works. Stand on something from the beginning. Stand on it from the beginning. If you're a righteous person and you ain't for people being degraded and you're not for people talking to you any type of way, stand on that from day one. I wouldn't have signed no contract that said that I got to get beat up by Jocelyn. No, hell no. Deuces, I'll gladly go clock into a 9 to 5. And honestly, you all are adult and you all are dancers. So I mean, there's plenty of money in that. I'm talking about dancely. I'll gladly catch a flight to All Star Weekend and dance. I'll gladly catch a flight to Vegas. I'll gladly do some OnlyFans before I sit up here and sign something that say Jocelyn gonna beat me up. No, hell no. So like I said, that's what's so confusing to me. It's like, why now? Why wait until the reunion? Why sit up here and ruin pretty much the reunion with all this fight and arguing and unnecessary back and forth when all this could have been done in the beginning? Honestly, to me, it would have been more entertaining if y'all would have stood up to her, or at least attempted to stand up to her throughout the season. Whether you got sent home or not, that would have been more entertaining than coming to the reunion and I'm watching and all I see on my screen is screaming, hollering, bodyguards everywhere. And you know what I'm saying? Like, why not capitalize off of that throughout the season? Why not, you know what I'm saying? That would have been more entertaining and that would have made people, really look at you in a different light than you take shit from Jocelyn for 15 episodes and then you wait till the reunion to get down and dirty. No. So no, miss me with that. Like, no, I don't. It's too late now. It's too late. It's too late. Why the hell would she respect you now? 1 second, y'all. Hey, Tanisha. So the whole concept of waiting to the reunion to get the thing, and I mean I get it. That's with reality TV, the reunions are the time to come rehash what has been displayed throughout the season and get your thoughts out. And yeah, there's gonna be a little fight here and there, but it's just ridiculous how this went. So we get to part 2 and Jocelyn comes out and she tries to explain her frustration with the girls. And she tries to, and I mean, like she was kind of making some valid points, but it just, it's Jocelyn. So yeah, Jocelyn, yeah, I get it. You put this together, but it's only so much people are going to be able to take. But as far as the girls go, why was y'all taking that? So, so here's the part that everyone anticipated and everyone wanted to see. So here, I'm gonna tell y'all what I saw. Now, when it came to Ballistic's role, I was very confused as to why Ballistic was on the stage. Why the hell is he on the stage? Once again, yes, he is a part of Jocelyn's Cabaret. I don't know why. He is a part of the cast. However, he was not adding any value, and it was already a tense situation. So I feel like if we have a whole bunch of women on stage arguing, fussing, fighting, throwing things, and we already know that, last season Ballistic he got a little aggressive and a little heated when, Jocelyn was being ganged up on. If we already saw last season that it could have kind of got out of control with him and a cast member when they were going at Jocelyn, in my opinion, would have just been best to remove him from the set and until everything calmed down and brought him on at the very end. That's what would have been the smart thing to do, in my opinion. So we see, basically, Jocelyn's trying to explain. She also clears up her use of the N word because Amber is saying that her biggest issue with Jocelyn is, of course, the way she was talked to, and she doesn't like the fact that Jocelyn uses the N word. Amber is saying that Jocelyn is not black, even though Jocelyn, in my opinion, is Afro Latino, or Latina. But she's basically saying that, Jocelyn doesn't have the right to use N-word because Jocelyn doesn't speak English. Now, Amber, that's just ignorant. Jocelyn, you don't, just because there are people of African descent that don't speak English. There are people of African descent everywhere. America is not the only place that has black people. So you can't really say that Jocelyn can't she doesn't classify to be black or African American or have any African descent in her because she doesn't speak English, because that just doesn't make sense. So I didn't understand that. But she pretty much said that, she had just beat somebody down for saying the N-word, and then Jocelyn comes at her and says the N-word, so she feels very tried. So she has heat with Jocelyn. Also, the girls that won the cabaret, yeah, Tanisha, like that don't make sense. When she said, I'm like, girl, you stop saying that. That doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean you don't speak English? There's a lot of African descent people that don't speak English, girl. What? But like I said, keep in mind the girls who made the cabaret, they are acting like Jocelyn's bodyguard. That was another annoying part, because it was like anytime that it seems like Jocelyn was about to jump up and get into it with Amber or K Capri or whatever, they jumping up. They like, y'all ain't gonna touch Jocelyn. Yeah, here come the queen. I'm like, yeah, shut up. Okay. Look, y'all work for y'all check. Y'all won the cabaret. Y'all ain't got nothing to prove. Y'all making money in Vegas. Y'all doing the show. Why y'all here doing the most? Shut up. So that was also making it worse. So Jocelyn and Amber started going back and forth because Jocelyn started to explain, how she is black. She does classify as a black woman. Amber pretty much like, girl, shut up. You don't speak English. Jocelyn was telling Amber to be quiet and shut up. And then Amber stood up. And then Jocelyn stood up. And then, Jocelyn's the girls who made the cabaret. They was like, no, you ain't going to touch Jocelyn. So, of course, Kay Capri get up. And it's another girl, I think her name Hennessy. She get up. And they all start trying to go at it. Everybody's swinging. I can't really see what's going on. Now, from what I see, it looks like Amber probably threw a good one at Jocelyn. She probably threw a good right hook or whatever. It landed on somebody. I don't know if Jocelyn maybe fell back, but then we see Ballistic run up, and then we see security all over somebody, and we see all this chaos, and then we see Jocelyn telling security get off Ballistic, and she telling Ballistic, look, babe, she didn't hit me. I just fell back because she was spitting. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Kay Capri was spitting at folks. So not only is y'all coming here to throw down and fight, but y'all also spitting at people too. Okay. Now, Kay Capri ain't the main one doing a lawsuit. The lawsuit is for Amber because she had landed in the hospital. But Amber and Kay Capri was pretty much in this together, hyping each other up. Kay Capri up here spitting out her mouth, but she want to talk about how security is protecting Jocelyn and it's not fair. And, she's being very vocal about how, they're being unfairly treated, but you really started all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think she got hit. Yeah, it looks like Amber hit her, from with it, because she threw a good one. Like she got a good one in there. And we see Ballistic run up and we see security all over him. We see Jocelyn saying get off of him or whatever, like, don't touch him. And it looks like he's trying to explain himself, and he was like, it sounds like he's trying to explain that he did not touch Amber. He just was trying to see what was going on with Jocelyn. But why did you run up so aggressively? Now I understand Jocelyn is your woman. You know what I'm saying? We on the street and me and somebody get to fight, and they getting the best of me. My man is gonna get in, jump in there and get them girls up off me, right? However, this wasn't that situation. So it still didn't make sense for Ballistic to be overly hyped. Yes, if you want to run and make sure Jocelyn good, okay, but you shouldn't have been pulling nobody's hair, and your hand shouldn't have been on somebody, because Jocelyn already had the girls from the cabaret already ready to jump for her. So you just being in it was just extra. You know what I'm saying? That's why these out at alcohol, and they say some drugs that was involved, all that, it adds to the chaos. So I still don't understand why the hell Ballistic felt like he needed to be that involved. But I still, like I said, I still don't feel sorry for Amber. Okay. And I'm gonna get into that why. I'm gonna get into that reason why. So pretty much after that happens, K Capri, she's screaming how she's gonna, get somebody to, she's gonna put a hit out on Jocelyn and Ballistic, is screaming and cussing and hooping and hollering. Amber, she's obviously ready to go. She's over it. Yeah, he was wrong. Ballistic was wrong. Like, and I'm tired of him. They need, if I don't know what they're gonna do with Jocelyn's cabaret after this, but whatever Jocelyn come back with, leave your nigga out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing if you and your man walking down the street and somebody run up on you. It's another thing when you already got people, like, you're on a cast. The bodyguards are slick on your side. You're the boss around here. Of this show, this is your show. So the bodyguards are gonna be in your favor. You already have enough protection. So if we was on the street, okay, but no, we not on the street. It is never, and I get it. Like, men need to stay out of women mess, period, right? Like, men need to pipe down. But I understand in the heat of the moment, if you feel like your loved one is being attacked, as a man, doesn't matter. I'm going to get these people off my loved one, right? But that was not the case. In this situation, Jocelyn went here knowing very well there was going to be some fighting going on. It had been all this Instagram beefing going on. She knew very well what time it was, but she had combat boots on. It was no need for you to even be that hype, you know? So that is the only part of it that I don't like. That's the only part that I feel bad about. I do feel, like everybody else feels, that Ballistic should have never got involved. But when it comes down to this lawsuit that Amber got, I'm sorry, I don't think that it's going to stand. I just don't, because I feel like everyone in this situation had a choice. And you could have done what Chanel did. You should could have just did your show, got your exposure, and not showed the hell up to the reunion, because you already know what's going down. You already know this is about to be toxic. You already know this is about to be aggressive. You already know that this is about to be some mess. And we would not be able to continue to consume the mess if people would put their foot down and have some integrity and just be like, look, I'm a woman before all of this. You know what I'm saying? My integrity, my pride, my dignity, my morals, they're coming for all of this. Any check that Zeus finna cut ain't out here change. I have not seen one person, except for the people who already had clout before Zeus. I have not seen one person's life be drastically changed by Zeus. When people went on VH1, their life changed. They became damn near, up there with the A-list celebrities. Look at Cardi B. Look at what Love and Hip Hop did for her. You know what I'm saying? We saw VH1 open some real doors for people, because that was real content. Yeah, it was a little annoying because it was a little scripted, but they understood the science behind giving people something to consume for the long term. Yeah, we can get on here, we can violate, we can show all this gruesome stuff and all this triggering stuff to get the quick dollar and line our pockets real fast. But in the long run, we have to do things that are going to be digestible. And like I said, yeah, in the first couple of years of business, people may want to consume fighting, arguing, fuss, and nudity, but after a while, that's going to get played out. And so, like I said, I have not seen Zeus do anything for anybody other than the people who were already famous before Zeus. So I don't think that it would have been that terrible of a sacrifice to just say, I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna sit this one, I'm gonna sit it out. I'm good. People do it all the time, even with the real chance, not real chance, the one more chance. There were some people who didn't come to the reunion because they didn't have time because they were on to different things. And I feel like a lot of these women who joined this show, they got lost in the sauce. And that's why I'm gonna segue into, I don't feel sorry for Amber because I feel like, let's just start with Amber. Okay. I'm sorry. Up until the situation where her getting attacked by Ballistic, on the show she was a damn bully. Okay, let's just start there. On the show she antagonized people. On the show she was a shit starter. So with that being said, you were with the shits until Jocelyn turned on you. When Jocelyn was showing you love, and when she was, what I'm saying, when she was rocking with you, and when she was, egging you on, and bigging you up, everything was all good. Had Jocelyn never turned on her in that episode when, she was mad at Chanel, and Amber tried to chime in, and Jocelyn turned around and told her, "Don't touch me." If it was not for that scene right there, if she would have accepted you onto the cabaret and allowed you to be down with her, you wouldn't be mentioning anything about her saying the N-word. You wouldn't care about her talking to you any type of way because you would have got what you wanted. The anger is only coming from the fact that you all didn't make the cabaret. You all feel played. That's just, I mean, if we just want to keep it 100, you all feel like you did not get what you deserve. You all feel like, hey, I sat here, I endured her talking to me any type of way, I endured her degrading me, and I still didn't even get a chance to make the cabaret when I feel like I deserve to be on the cabaret. If she would have bigged you up and hyped you up and showed you favor, you would have been down with it and you would have been dancing on the cabaret. So I just have a hard time empathizing with someone who, throughout the season, you were antagonizing people. With Wet Wet, they literally bullied Wet Wet. Wet Wet was entertaining. She was funny. You know what I'm saying? Probably a little annoying, but she was funny. She was coming to understand the assignment. That's what I said. There were a few people who understood the assignment. Wet Wet understood the assignment. Let me come and be funny. Let me come in front of the camera and shake my boobs and just try to bring some type of lightness to the situation. Let me be outspoken and vocal. Let me be the one, you know what I'm saying? And she, yeah, she got into her altercations, but it was because you all were picking on her. You got into it with everybody in the house because you was minding a business. Jocelyn, I'm pretty sure that you heard Jocelyn say the N-word before you beat that girl up for saying the N-word. You only had a problem with it when Jocelyn turned around and got nasty with you. So I just don't like, I feel like in this situation, you went into it once again, ready to act the fool for a check, and it didn't go how you wanted to go. And now you want to sue. And don't get me wrong, I I understand Ballistic jumping in that was out of line. That turned everything, that took everything. I feel like if it was just Jocelyn versus them, if it was a fair one-on-one, it wouldn't be no lawsuits, it wouldn't be none of that, right? But I feel like Ballistic getting involved is what has taken it to a legal manner. But is that really fair when you all were signing up to come into a situation where you were anticipating being physical? So, yes, we can all look at it. We can all fear for you because no man should ever get that involved in a female situation, especially when you on a TV show where people can protect your girlfriend anyway, right? But when you're talking about doing a lawsuit, you went there to be physical. This was not a situation where you were sitting down, eating you a burger, and Jocelyn Ballistic came up and attacked you. This was a situation that could have been avoided. That's all I'm saying. And if more people would stand for something and stop walking themselves into these disrespectful situations for a check, then Jocelyn wouldn't have that much power to keep doing what she's doing. If people would start knocking her ass out on set when she in your face talking to you crazy, then she wouldn't have the machine to keep going and keep carrying this degrading on for season and season. It has continued on and on and on because everyone has allowed it as long as they're getting their way. But when they don't get their way, when you don't get the notoriety or the fame or the clout or the money or the opportunity that you're looking for, now it's a problem. And I don't agree with that. I just don't. Like I said, I feel for her because, having a man attack you probably is very traumatic, and they didn't really show what transpired. But at the same time, we have to start making wiser decisions and stop doing anything for a check. Stop trying to do all these get rich quick schemes. There's a million and one ways to make money nowadays. Go get you an LLC. Amber is a chef. She know how to cook. Go get you an LLC. Get you some business credit. Start you a catering company. But going on Zeus and getting a couple of, getting some money to get beat up or to get, that's not it. That's just not the way. And that's just how I feel. Now, another person I want to talk about is Lexi Blow. She was another person who disappointed me, because Lexi Blow was another person saying that she was going to confront this person about talking about her children. And she was another person, with Amber behind the scenes saying how she was going to say this and how she was going to say that. And honey, Jocelyn walked up on her and went off on her, and Slick dome checked her. Well, she not even Slick. She did dome check her, pushed her in the face, pushed her back, looked like she slapped her. And Lexi Blow is still trying to talk it out after the fact. Baby, I would have took off my shoe or picked up something, and baby, I would have tried to bust Jocelyn's forehead open. Like, what? You gonna really sit up here and dome check me? Like, no, no. So yeah, that was confusing to me as well. K Capri also has been very vocal as well. Okay, like I would have straight girl, like at that point ain't no more talking. Like she's still trying to talk after she don't got knocked the hell out of by Jocelyn. Ain't no talking. No, baby, I'm finna do it. Now, K Capri is also another one that has been very vocal and speaking out. And she got on my nerves too. She did. She got on my nerves. Because you have literally been outraged, angry, upset the whole damn show. For what? You know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying is this. This was very much so optional. Yes, people have been talking shit online, and don't get me wrong, I'm all here for somebody backing up with I'm all here for somebody putting their money where their mouth is, right? I'm all here for somebody showing somebody you ain't finna play with me, you know what I'm saying? When we see each other, we gonna do it. But I just feel like I would not walk myself into an isolated situation to do that and then be extremely upset with the outcome. If you're gonna go into the situation and you're gonna say, well, look, I'm gonna get on camera and I'm gonna bust a few bitches upside the head for some money and to get the bag, then let that be what it's gonna be. But don't come with all this, oh, it was a setup, they're protecting Jocelyn. No, don't come with all that, because you knew that before you went there. You knew that before you went there. And you still went. Don't try to start this, awareness movement against Jocelyn when you all were with the shits. The very people who want to speak out now are the very people antagonizing others and being nasty to other women in the house. All of you all could have really played this in your favor. You all could have went there. You all could have said, look, I know y'all want to see some fighting and some fussing and some feuding, but we here to dance, okay? So we're gonna give y'all a little bit, but not too much. Y'all could have really worked this thing to y'all in y'all favor. And then once the show was over, let it be that. You know what I'm saying? Let it be that. Don't sit up here and, oh, she said this about me on Instagram Live, or she said this, or she said that. Like, fuck all that. We did the show. We fought. It's over with. Whatever is being said online, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? If it's some lies being told, I'm cleared up here and there, but baby, I got my clout. I got my exposure. I'm finna come sit pretty, get my check and dip. You know what I'm saying? That's how you play it. But being so emotionally invested and acting like you standing for something when you really ain't standing for nothing, because if you stood for anything, you wouldn't even be on the show. It's just not the move. It's just not the move for me. So in conclusion, I just feel like Zeus gonna have to do better. Okay, y'all gonna have to get. I know y'all trying to keep it raw and real, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still orchestrated television. It's still somewhat manipulated. Y'all gonna have to start throwing some challenges in here, some storylines. Give us some love scenes. Give us a back. I mean, y'all gonna have to get creative because don't get me wrong. I like my Ratchet TV. I like Bad Boys LA. I do watch that. But that's probably gonna get old to me too. But I just don't know how long we can do. I mean, like I said, and I don't like I said, with all this going on, I don't know how if the Jocelyn Cabaret is gonna come back to Zeus. There have been rumors that it's not. But if it does continue on, y'all gonna have to do some thought. I mean, make it like back in the day when they had the Bad Girls challenges where they had Ray J host and they had them competing for like $10,000 or 40, well, however much it was. I think it was more than that. But and they would do challenges and water relays and trivia, like do something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or I know COVID kind of affected how things can be as well, so we have to consider that. But do something creative, or have it have activities for them to do, you know what I'm saying, something. But I just don't know. I just don't know how long I'm gonna be able to consume this. Like this reunion was just like, what the hell? Like, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Though, from what everybody was describing. Like I said, I'm just interested to see how this lawsuit gonna go because I just don't see, now don't get me wrong, if somebody harms you or causes bodily injury to you, then you can definitely take legal action against them. So I'm not saying that Amber doesn't have a case at all I'm saying is when it comes to her and when it comes to her taking down Zoo's network and all of that, I just don't know how far that would go. Will she be able to press some type of charges on Ballistic if that's what happened? If he just ran up and attacked her and he wasn't even a part of the fight, then she may be able to. But I don't know how far it's gonna get with her and Jocelyn because I mean, you came there to fight Jocelyn. You said you wanted to confront her. She was talking. You was telling her to shut the hell up. I mean, you already knew what it was gonna be with Jocelyn. You know what I'm saying? So you and her, you already knew you was going there to give her a fade. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what action she's gonna take against Jocelyn, but maybe she'll be able to press charges against Ballistic. I just don't know. and that's what I guess I'm gonna end it off. This reunion, it was a lot, and it just goes to show that you know we have made it as consumers. Like I said, I'm going to take accountability as a consumer. We have made it acceptable for people to give us just no thought put into content, give us trash TV, and and they don't have to put any type of effort or thought into producing anything for us because we're gonna pay our money to see people fight, fuss, and argue. And we gotta stop that. We gotta change that. I really didn't even realize that Zeus had so many other shows, and we gotta start supporting other things that are actually interesting because some of the other shows do look interesting. It's like I get it. Drama sells, arguments, fuss and fighting, that sells, and to a certain degree, that's entertaining. But I think that it's time to change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? There's a tasteful way to do everything. There's a tasteful way to still have, see somebody get into it or see people take it there or whatever without it just going this low. Because this is a new low. This is a new low. And like I said, I just it's when it comes to the longevity of it, I just don't know how long people are going to want to pay their 4.99 and just watch people fight with no structure. We don't even know. It's so bad that they're fighting over shit that has been talked on Instagram and we don't even know what was said. Like the host of the show didn't even try to cover it. Like usually on VH1, they at least have a clip of what was going on Instagram. They could at least insert some of the Instagram lives. We don't even have any background on what happened. All we know is shit was talked on Instagram and everybody want to fight. And I don't feel sorry for nobody because it's just all pathetic. You know what I'm saying? But we will see. We will see the outcome. We will see if there's another part to it. I don't know if there's gonna be another part because I think my thing stopped working. Like the website just stopped working for me. I couldn't even watch it on my TV. So we will see. But thank you all for hanging in here with me tonight. Like I said, I know it's late, so a lot of people didn't get to watch, but this will be available for replay. And we'll stay tuned, honey. We gonna come back and do a conclusion to this, honey, and see what else is going on because baby, this one it. All right, but I love you all. You have a good night, and I will see you all in my next video.